Good. How you been?
You know, it's another day in paradise, right?
Yeah, I hear you. You know, a humid ass day in paradise.
I know.
Ugly
I take
out.
it one day at a time. Just taking it one day at a time.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I think I'm ready. Am I ready? Yeah, I'm
You
ready.
switching over to stevia today?
Yeah, I'm trying to get off the whole sugar addiction train. I've been doing pretty good. I'm missing ice cream. I'm missing a lot of things. I'm missing chocolate, oh my god. But health comes first.
I feel you on that one. Is this one yours? No, right?
Yeah.
This one was yours? Was it yours? I wasn't gonna remember. You normally don't ever get a lot. It's so cute.
I was outside. I'm half dead.
Wow.
Thank you. Oh, she's awesome. Alright, let me fire up chat activities while you guess where the heck I am. I know, it's like a... Wait, nope, not yet. Yeah, it's a brain tease. Where can we actually be today? Do. I'm throwing everyone for loops without the sugar. I guess I was known for sugar. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's kind of messed up. Oh, look, we're pointing at the ceiling. Dancing on the ceiling. Rattlesnake cam. What the heck? Never heard of that. That doesn't sound fun. Snakes are such jerks. Alright, let's go down. Boom. Oh, almost a total recovery there. So, Forum Shops doesn't have internet yet again. I was here between last Friday and this Friday and they still didn't have it. I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what. But True Bar, where we're at now, decided to open up their internet. I guess a lot of people complained, or maybe the employees were like, what the heck, no more free internet. So they have internet, which is comparable, if not better, than the Forum Shop internet. But that's kind of beat. What up, Brother Phil, with the 4 banana rabbits? Thank you very much. I'm going to use my inside voice because I got someone next to me. Not that I care that much, but she's enjoying her wine, yada, yada, yada. Right, let me say some hellos real quick. Janice, Mary, Tom, Mac, what up, brother? Kevin, Phil, Jim, Doug, Marshall, Angie, and 90. What up, Did I say Mary? I'll say it again. Marshman, Sylvia. Thank you for the card, Sylvia. That was very nice. I do appreciate it. Sylvia sent me a card. I got birthday month gifts so far from Mary and Janice. I'll open those live. Sony, Jim Wolf, Gary, what up? Christopher, Tom Lars, Mike K, SJL. Yeah, we are live AF. We should be good. Refresh if you're having a problem, but I'm good. Now we're at True Bar activities. Bruce, how are you? Anthony from Warrington. Captain Lowe. Daniel, shout out in Buenos Aires. I like when people say where they're from. I like shouting out locations and towns. Mike with a gifted membership. Thank you very much. And Bruce got the membership. Don't forget to thank Mike. We both appreciate it. Bubba, what's up? Yeah, I mean, their connection's pretty good. Oh, I can't. That sucks. I gotta rebuild my streaming computer. Well, not rebuild it, but reinstall the OS, I think. Once Windows 11 starts frickin' playing games with your .NET framework, it's all up. Because then you get the crashes, then it's showing up that I got some corrupt files, and it's just like, I've had to do this before. I'm not looking forward to it. you know, you could export all you want, all the files you want, all the settings you want. You never get them all. So it's like, learning how to walk all over again. So that sucks. But it is coffee time. So I know what I'm doing this weekend. Fun, fun, fun. And yeah, I think I will take a look. Yeah, I know. I mean, when it works, it works. But shit, I'd go back to Windows 7. Windows 7 had one SP, one service pack, and it always frickin' worked. Even 10 is bloatware. Alright, anyway. And I got a, what do I got? A 380 and one of the thin clients, a Dell thin client. And that thing keeps begging me to frickin' every morning when I boot that shit up. It's begging me to convert to 11 so they could, I don't know, spy on me more or some shit. I don't know. It's a cool little thin client though. It's pretty powerful for what it is. Alright, let's have us some coffees. Oh, first commercial, 6 minutes in. You suck. Let's see what I got on the other. Hellos. Yeah, even Windows 98 was good. I mean, anything but Millennium. Remember Millennium? Oh my god. That was such a tool. I have Windows NT. That used to rock, but that was like considered so geeky. Oh my god, you got Windows NT. You must be the boss. XP was okay, except for the, Teletubby freaking kind of feel that it had. But 7 was tight. I hung on to 7 as long as I possibly could. I honestly did. Oh, that's good. I think I need one more trivia activity. Let's see. Oh, I think Wine Chick has company. Dang. She ain't going nowhere then. Then I can talk louder. I could go on the other side, but I wanted to stay close to that router. And I think that router is behind me. So yeah. Alright. Now let's see. Right? Running NT at home. Actually doing like command line shit. Check this /R. I'm repeating that because I did it like 3 times today. Why can't they just leave .NET framework alone? Because I keep finding holes in it. And you get a piece of software that becomes uber dependent on it. It's the only version they want. And then you're screwed. Come on now. Flip around. One more time. Do the flips. There we go. So how's everyone doing? I know I promised everyone something special-ish today. Unfortunately, I had a lot of, I wouldn't say damage control, but I had a lot of stuff I needed to do today with the market going wonky, Intel going wonky, my computer going wonky. But we're going to do it tomorrow. So I didn't want to do what I wanted to do, which I'm still not going to tell you yet. I told people over at brorfredrik.com, because that's special. Well, specialer. But we're going to do it tomorrow. I promise. And it was so humid. It is so humid right now. It's only 103 point only. It's 103.3 right now. But it still feels like a freaking 120 because it's humid. It was cloudy most of the day. Most of this morning it was totally overcast, which was nice. I think 3 or 4 pieces of rain fell, and then the sun came blazing out and cooked it all off and made everyone hot, including me. No good. But it's monsoon season. Monsoon season. Town is kind of quiet. Caesars was quiet. Venus, how are you? Mine's kind of red today. I don't sleep that much. And it's so hard finding once, the .net. Okay, we're gonna geek out a second. Who cares? It is so hard. Once they introduce a new .net, it is so freaking hard to find the one that was replaced. I mean, I should get into the habit of saying this was stable, this is the version, but they freaking memory hole that shit, And there's some people if you go on the white papers of some of the software that I use, it says you must use this version. We don't support any other versions, so don't tell us your problems if you're using a different one. And it's like, I can't even find the frickin' thing. It's ridiculous. What was it? You just said the internet. Yeah, I did too. I remember, what was it, like 1995? Howard Stern I was driving on the BQE or the Cross Island Expressway, and Howard Stern was talking about the internet. He's like, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. Who wants to freaking do this and that? And I was just like, what's this internet thing? And then those AOL commercials came out where the dude was trying to hook up with the chick in the apartment building, his neighbor, and then she's like, oh, you wanna Netflix and chill? Here's my email address. And he's like, what the actual F is an email address? Like that's how the internet was like, whatever, but that's how they were pimping forward the internet. Oh, you want to meet chicks? You got to get on the internet and get a AOL account. I mean, if we're totally honest, I was a late adopter to the internet. I didn't get the internet until 2000, I think. No, 99 I got the internet. Right after I moved here. I had 1 week with dial-up, all that other shit, and then the phone Sprint contacted me, and they were like, "Hey, we got this shit called DSL, high-speed DSL internet, and we're putting one up." This is in my office that I had. We're putting up a node right there, and we'll give you a really cheap deal. And so I've been high-speed forever, but. I mean, if we're completely honest, hey Trisha, Double Eagle, who else is here? Kevin, Patrick. Yeah, it's freaking hot, bro. Do I got your number, Gary? I think I do, right? I gotta look for it. So we gotta talk anyway. It's 74 in Cali. Oh my God. Can you bottle that and send it? But if we're totally honest, if it wasn't for corn, prawn, however you want to talk about it, there'd be no internet. I mean, look at to get guys to even think about the internet and AOL, there had to be like, hey, you can't knock boots if you don't have AOL and the internet. That was so they used that. And if it wasn't for people wanting to watch prawn, there'd be no internet right now. I shit you not. There would not be, because that was the evolution. That was the genesis of people wanting to get on it. People got tired of going in the back room, going through the curtains and the frickin' mom and pop video store and whatnot, and picking Debbie Does Dallas. Oh, should I get it in beta or should I get it in VHS? People got tired of that shit. And then along comes Girls Gone Wild. Girls Gone Wild put up these little videos like this big. They were tiny. They were grainy and stroby of chicks going like, you remember Girls Gone Wild? Okay. And then that's what motivated people to invent high-speed internet. They're like, this pixelated booby stuff is not cutting it. We gotta see everything here. And that was back when it was I think it was like 240 by 160. I mean, tiny postage stamps and whatnot. So I'm the guy who's like, right click, inspect, and frickin' what was it, Netscape, and finding out how they did it. And I'm like, okay, they're encoding video in Flash. I gotta learn me some Flash. So I bought a bootleg frickin' pirated copy of Adobe. I'll admit it, because I pay $59 a month now, so you got your money, bro. And learned how to do Flash, and then I learned how to take video out of Premiere and After Effects and embed it into Flash, and I started my own frickin' streaming site in 2000, like months right after, and I was just like, how do I monetize this? So technically I did invent YouTube, and I'm gonna stick by that, but that's just me. This town thought I was crazy. I came out with banners. I was trying to sell banner ads with video embedded in them. And this whole town, I mean, I was meeting with Caesars, I was meeting with all the properties. I'm just like, hey, I'm already freaking taking pictures of all your billboards. Why don't we do it? I was showing them how it worked. And they were like, holy shit, video in a banner ad? Because banner ads were a thing. And they were like, nah, nobody's gonna watch video on a computer. And I'm like, are you on freaking drugs? Are you serious? No one's gonna watch freaking video on a computer? They're like, yeah, nobody's gonna watch that shit. I'm like, all right. My first live stream that I did was on this camera that had like a gooseneck, and it had a ball and a 360 by 240 resolution. And that was like in 2001. And I did a live stream during the radio show. Yeah, that was a crazy time. This town was like, nah, nobody thought it was gonna do anything. So then I put up a site where people would FTP, where basically you upload your video to my server, and then I would encode it in Flash. I would stay up all hours of the night as videos would come in and encode them in Flash, on like 3 different computers. It only took a few minutes. And then upload it with what, who sent it in, and, well, they would put their name and, information and shit. And people were sending cat videos, and then strippers started like sending in little clips, and I was just like, nah, as long as you got your clothes on, I'll put them up there, and it'll said where you could see them and shit like that. And I got up to the place where I had a few hundred videos up on that site, and it had a lot of traffic, but I was paying for concurrent views. Like, oh, you got 50 people looking at your videos at the same time, oh my god. And just the hosting service for that site was like $2,000 a month, and then concurrent fees on top of that through Real Player, and it was just like, it was thousands. You think it's expensive now? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that shit cost. And it basically went nowhere. I could not figure out a way. It was so ahead of its time. Could not figure out a way to monetize that whatsoever. Like I was trying to run ads, but then I was running ads for my own businesses and stuff, But people dug it. I think I had the first cat videos up there and whatever. And then I'm like, you know what? If there's going to be so many strippers on here, why don't I do a virtual strip club? And I'm like, that's an idea. And I honestly did this. So I'm like, all right, this might work. So I had room in the office. It was big. So I'm like, okay, what I'll do is there's 2 things I can do. I could pre-record stuff, and then people would come into the lobby of the website and then pick on the girl that they wanted to view and then pay. And that was like the infancy of PayPal, when like frickin' and, off net, when it used to come on floppy disks and shit, to process your credit card, or that type of shit. And, we put that together. Well, with some other dude, we put that together, and then we were like, you know what? We could stream it too. Never happened. Didn't have the bandwidth. I mean, I think back then it was like, now you're talking like 500 megabits by 500 megabits, what I currently have. It was like 10 by 10, was considered high-speed internet. Didn't have the bandwidth to pull that off. But so technically, I think I invented OF too. But that's a whole nother story. And then what pissed me off years later when YouTube started, like within a year and a half of when I started mine, but I just didn't have the financial backing. I could not get any VC. I couldn't get anyone to think this would be a good idea. And then frickin' YT came along, and they spent, while I was trying to pound the streets to try to find investors and convince people it's a thing. How you doing? Good. They were behind the scenes developing their back end, no FTP, all the rest of that shit, like they developed a GUI, and a UX and an interface and a back end, and I was still like, trying to find people to fund. And then they got bought by Google for $800 million. That's all, 800, sounds like a lot of money, right? 800 million. That's nothing compared to what it's worth now. It's worth billions and billions. But yeah, wonder what OF is worth. Wow, you were around? Yeah, I was. Al Gore was a consultant. He was just like, stick to it, bro. Pirate and software. I remember going to, I'm tired. Forgive me, I'm like really tired. I remember going to, there was like a trailer park over on Rainbow Boulevard that, you'd have to like go in and do a freaking special knock and whatnot. Could knock, and it's this guy who was like 600 pounds, couldn't get out of a chair. The whole house, the whole trailer smelled like feet and shit. But he would have all the softwares. I mean, Avid. I learned how to video edit on freaking Avid. Avid 3.0 or some shit, And I think I bought it from this dude for like $50. He also used to like pirate cable. I never got involved in that because that was crafty. He would sell you like a tower, like a computer tower with like Windows 95 on it, some shit, janky shit coming off the back, connected to a card that you'd have to put in the freaking cable box, and it was just like, nah, I'm good. I don't need none of that shit, I'm good. But yeah, that's funny. Back in the days. 2005. Man, this was, so it was like 2 years after I tried my endeavor. AOL CDs and shit. Joe Q's second coat on this morning before he came in. Looks Fred's. I started the word ginormous. Really? That was you? Ginormous? I use that word once in a while. Do I owe you anything? It's just like a warm, fuzzy feeling. Like every time I'm on, I'm like, shit, I invented this. It was like a big circle around for me to be live streaming on something I invented. But yeah. Alright, I gotta read your comments. And before I read your comments, you know what I gotta do? I gotta invite you to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I do scan which release 5 times a week. Wow, their internet is stable. It's like at 8.1 and not even budget. And if you want to support the channel, super chat while I'm live is the grease that keeps the wheels rolling. And brorfredrik.com, and I got all the other stuff down there. And I appreciate your support because I am fan funded. Alright, let's see. What are we talking about here? Someone got timed out. Yeah, fake satellite cards. I remember all the crafty shit. Hoops used to have to jump through. Oh my god. I mean, is the world technically better now? Off? Now? I think we peaked as a species already. So I don't know if we were better off with all the technology. We thought technology would like bring us close together and impart all the knowledge of man upon us, and it's actually done the opposite. It's made people dumber and more distant from one another. As a whole. Not certain people. Like, you know, I utilize it to my advantage. And they say the same thing's going to happen with AI. You know, that's currently happening with the internet. So we shall see. Let's see. Big Satellite said it's a little strange that when you type a new word and somehow it goes. It's a little strange when you say a new type word and somehow it goes around Bror. I don't get that. You have to elaborate on that statement. I appreciate that, Gary. Everyone thank Gary for covering my parking today, which is absolutely awesome. Thank you, brother. You don't get any residuals? I pirated the cable box in 83, 85, the cable guy figured it out. Yeah, remember like getting cable from your neighbors and shit, you know? You get like, you go to Radio Shack and buy a coaxial splitter and, you know, twist it in. Yeah, that used to be a thing. I kind of ditched cable when they started, like, when they started all playing the commercials at the same time. I remember that. It used to be like you could sit and watch cable, pay a stupid $100. Not that that's cheap. Pay $100, and if the History Channel was running a commercial, you could pop over to the Military Channel, you could pop over to HBO, whatever you wanted to do, and there'd be something on. Then slowly but surely, they started sinking so that you couldn't get away from the damn things. That's when I gave up on cable. And I got a Roku box. It was like this big, and it came with a little remote like that with like 2 buttons on it. And they were like, oh, it's gonna be 900 channels, it's gonna change your life. And I'm just like, it didn't change shit. There's 900 channels of crap, of languages I couldn't read, you know, like spaghetti on the screen and stuff. And I'm just like, no, this doesn't work. I kept it anyway. There was a couple of things on there, but I went and got progressively better rabbit ears until, like, you know, local channels. I still have rabbit ears, you know, for local channels. Well, I wouldn't say rabbit ears. It's like a freaking, it's like a panel. It's like a flat panel the size of an iPad. And you gotta figure out where to point it to get the most amount of channels. So yeah, I still have that, you know, because you want to hear local shit once in a while. And then I got the first, I was like customer, I always adopted technology early. Like I had an alphanumeric pager. Alphanumeric pager. And I had a pager that someone answered and pretended they were my secretary if you called the number, and then they would page me with the message. Anyway, I was always I like technology, so I always adopted it as early as I could. So I had, well, I forgot the name of it. Voice over IP, like internet calling, came with another frickin' box. I think it started with a V also. Vonage. I had frickin' Vonage. My bill, I shit you not, my bill was like 100 and something. It was like 0147. I was one of the early customers. Like if they had, like now they have Kickstarter and all that other type of shit to fund projects. Back then they would just like, please, you know, consider doing this with us, because, you know, there was a business and they were like, we'll give you a great deal, da-da-da-da. So I was using like voice over IP, like eons ago. Yeah. And it was like $9.99, because I remember I used to have to do business with some people, because that's when I was also running the cigar bar Martini Lounge, and I used to have to call like the Dominican Republic on occasion, and Nicaragua on occasion, you know, like, because that's where cigars come from. And we used to do pipes and pipe tobacco, so I was constantly calling like England and France and shit. The bills were just like astronomical, $1.50 a minute, you know. And then I'm talking to a dude who just freaking woke up in England, and I'm ready to go to bed. So he's talking the balls off a rhinoceros, and I'm trying to fall asleep. And I would get like one call would be like $450. Be like, holy shit, how am I gonna pay this, you know? And then Vonage kind of did away with all that. But you had to have, they still charged you, but I think it was like 20, 30 cents. Now you get called all over the freaking world for free. Just about for free. Sinking commercials. That was wicked. And to this day, do you know it's against the law that you ever like, okay, you're watching the military channel, you're watching Discover, you're watching how it was made, figure out how they made dump trucks last week and whatever, and the commercial comes on, and it's a few decibels louder because they know you're running to the bathroom to pee, or you put it down because you don't want to hear the shit. They just like say there's a technical like 0.23 that it's got to be, you know, ready for. However, commercials always exceeded that and went higher. FCC banned that shit. They're not allowed to make commercials louder than the programming, because that's just predatory. How many people, they still do that to this day. To this day they still do it, but it's illegal. Yeah, all you can eat VoIP. Yeah, exactly. Vonage was the jam, and that was cheap too. I mean, my first deal, I think it was like, you know, $9.99 or $11.99 or something like that. And I'm like, cool. Definitely more distance from working on virtual meetings, shared that. Yeah, I mean, almost, I would say 90% of the shit that I do, except when people come to town or when there's conventions, is all Zoom, Teams, phone calls, you know, well, that's all virtual. Like, who goes to the office? Well, people still go to the office. Personally, I think people are more productive when they go to the office. But people are too spoiled now. I mean, like I've been saying, you see frickin' Howard Hughes, that place is empty. It's in bankruptcy. Beautiful buildings. Beautiful. Nicer than, I mean, you'd think you'd want to get out of your shitty frickin' one-bedroom apartment and go to a beautiful frickin' office with granite and marble and glass and, you know, singing birds in the bathroom and cold water and showers and gyms. I would, but, you know, not this generation, so that place is frickin' rotting. It's weird. And that's why I got out of REITs. I don't want much to do with frickin' with real estate unless I own the computer. I'm glad mine turns on and you can watch. That's cool. Sometimes I'm more, I mean, it depends. I think, okay, it took a while to develop the mentality. Tell me if you do this too. Like, I literally have to put myself in the mindset. Like, I get up, I have my coffee, I ease into the day, I try to take control of my day before the day takes control of me. That's why I get up early, whatever. Then I make my bed. I make it correct. I just don't frickin' flip the shit up. I fold everything nice, tuck everything in, do the pillows, put the comforter back on. Even I got decorative pillows. Still have a man card, but my bedroom looks cool. Put the pillows back on the frickin' thing. You know, it looks like a throne again. Cool, because when I'm done, when I come home, I want to come home to that nice, you know? It's like coming home to, you know, like a hotel, like a resort, but I'm doing it. I don't put a mint on my own pillow, though. And I take a shower, I get dressed. I mean, I get dressed like this, granted, for the most part. Sometimes I even throw some cologne on. I mean, if I have a Zoom meeting that it's appropriate, yeah, I do put on, you know, a dress shirt, whatever, blah, 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 you know, the whole bit. And that's how I set it distinct. You know, I'm not like, I try to separate the two worlds. Otherwise, you get sloppy. You know, you'd be like, all right, I got 5 minutes. I got a half hour, 45 minutes before the next Zoom call, and oh look, Predator 2 is on. You know, you just like, you know, and then you're forgetting about, you know, the whole pre-game. What if he says this? How am I gonna say that? Da 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 da. What the hell are we talking about? And then you come off like a dipshit anyway. Yeah, so I definitely have a distinction. Not that I don't like slough off, because yes, I could work until 3 o'clock in the morning should I choose. That's one of the advantages of working at home, but I try to remain disciplined. Yeah, I try to remain disciplined. Like, I think making the bed and getting dressed, like showered and dressed, make the bed, and then start work, even if I slough off here and there. Oh, that was a big smash. Even if I slough off here and there, I'm still just more productive if I do it that way. Tom Laws, I wouldn't want to work from home. Yeah, I mean, there's something, I've always had a home office, but a lot of times that I also had an office. And there's something about that, you know? Because, you know, I do like having face-to-face meetings. I'll be honest. I do like, you know, when someone's in town or whatever, just sitting down with them, because I got that friggin' freaky thing where if I'm in the same room with someone, I can kind of figure out pretty much what's going on, for better or worse. And I like to be, you know, sit down with people, look them in the eye, shake their hand, you know, when we're doing business. And I ain't doing that in my house. You know, that's the thing. That's why I've always maintained an office. I mean, I've had like satellite offices where I just rent like a 10 by 10 somewhere, or 12 by 12, toss a desk in there, paint it real nice, put some, you know, jungaria on the wall, and, you know, make it nice and comfortable. But, you know, come see me at the office, Suite 202, you know, like shit like that. And it cost me like $300 a month or $400 a month, whatever it was. I've always done that because I don't want freaking people trotting in and out of my house and stuff for business meetings. I don't know. I don't do that. But yeah. But those days are over too. I mean, there's no cheap rent anymore. So we do what we gotta do. Let's see. Yeah, that's true too. See, yeah, you go to work and then you got the water cooler chats and what'd you do this week? Oh yeah, office politics. See, I never really did that. I mean, I've always been like the lone wolf entrepreneur, except up until recently. So, yeah, I think that would drive me crazy too. So how was your weekend, Bror? What was your name again? Oh, Bob. I mean, it was a chick, but then chicks too. Oh my God! Then you got the women. And, yeah, office life. No, I don't think I could do that. Janice, you go to the office, all right. I mean, if you get along with these people, that's cool. But I've always found like co-worker type of people, they'll throw you under the bus. So I don't tend to make friends. I mean, I've done that. I've employed a lot of people in my life in various capacities. And some of the worst mistakes I've made is like being really friendly, like going fishing after work and, you know, doing all the stuffs, you know, then like, you know, bouncing their, you know, each other's kids on the knees, and then we're going to the weddings, and we're doing this, then we're doing that, and then when it's time to be like, hey, are you done with X, Y, and Z yet? Oh, what got into you? I mean, what got into me? I'm fucking paying you, you know? Just because we're friends, you know, then that familiarity breeds contempt thing set in, and that was my downside in the beginning of hiring. Well, I wouldn't even say the beginning. I mean, for quite a while, I was too nice a boss, and people would take advantage of that shit because you spend so much time with people, you can't help but be friendly, you know, and then become friends. Next thing you know, you're going fishing, you know, and then come tomorrow morning, oh, it's late, it's this, it's that, I'm late, oh, I'll work a little later, you know. Then it's a freaking shit show. Now me, I am slow to hire and quick to fire. I take my time hiring, and if you find another job while you're waiting for me to make a decision, so be it, you know, cool, good on you. But when it comes time to fire, I do it fast. It's not like, all right, don't let it happen again. Like one time, be like, that's. I mean, if it's egregious, gone. But, nope. Slow to hire, fast to fire. Never mix with person. Yeah, I mean, imagine knocking boots with someone you work with, and then it's like you was all in love, and oh, this is gonna be forever, baby. Or you're like, you're doing dirt. You're knocking boots, but it's dirt, you know? You know what I'm saying? You're doing dirt, and then like things go bad. How awkward would that be? You know, you gotta see that person, and then it's like a mad rush to see who, you know, shoves the next person in the other one's face first, and oh my God. I mean, that no. Duh. Slow down on that with work, or slow down on what with work is who we talking about. I have to go to the office, my boss requires, yeah, boundaries, you gotta have them boundaries. You fired a long-term employee it sucks, you know? Because they blame you right away. They'll be like, hey, but, you know, I thought we were cool, and, you know, all that type. I let someone go. I mean, I told you, Tom, I let someone go that caused me a lot of shit, and I still haven't seen, I mean, administrative crap. You know, like, I trusted someone to do a bunch of stuff, you know, to whatever. Basically bookkeeping. And they did a lot of shit that's, oh, well, I just did. Yeah, and I knew this guy for years. And I gave him passes. One of the only person I was not fast, because he held a lot of the keys to the castle. He had a lot of passwords. And he had a lot of passwords and shit like that. So I had to like de-evolve slowly but surely. I couldn't do it all in one fell swoop, so I did it, you know, systematically until he figured it out that he's locked out of this, locked out of that, but it had to be done. And then I was just like, see ya, dumbass. Yep, I agree there, Doug. Yeah, it sucks because you know what? I mean, deep down, we're like, even though we're business people and we're entrepreneurs and we want to get ahead in life and we're aggressive and A personalities, we still have hearts, you know? I mean, we're not like frickin' Ebenezer Scrooge, you know? Haha, not one little piece of coal more there, you know? You know, that type of stuff. You know, I have compassion for anyone who's willing to, you know, work or whatever. But sometimes you gotta put, you know, I mean, you can't ever forget that the main purpose of an employee is to earn, not even break even. I mean, as an employee, breaking even for your business isn't really doing much anyway. Because, you know, they got all the back-end expenses, matching this, matching that, blah, blah, blah. There's a cost to an employee. Where's all this noise coming from? There's a sign back there that says, True Kitchen is open during construction. I gotta go in there and see what the hell it is. But, yeah, is what it is. Today on HeyBrorFredrik.com, besides talking about the differences between 401ks and IRAs, I did a deeper dive into the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA and what might suit an individual better. However, we also talked about an interesting subject, hating on people who don't pay enough taxes. Do you get pissed off when... You're welcome, Marta. You get pissed off when you hear about like companies not paying taxes? Does that piss you off? I mean, honestly, oh, that rich person paid like $1,000 in taxes, and I paid, 18% of my entire salary. That sucks. You suck. He sucks. Does anyone have that? Because if you do, if you feel that way, oh, the rich aren't paying their fair share, blah, 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 blah. I'll talk about it with you. I'll tell you, this is not everything I would talk about that we talk about over here, is what it is. That's paid service, a whole 45 cents a day. However, there are some topics that are a little broader. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. in Warrington. What's up? Sylvia, you only had one employer? It doesn't bother me either. Like, number one, I don't get caught up in, hey, that's not fair. Because you don't know the whole story. You don't know the whole story about anything in this life. Nothing except you. And sometimes if it's regarding you, you're probably less inclined to know the whole story of what's going on. So you can't ever say what's fair and what's not. Hey, he always gets to leave work early. That's not fair. When I leave work, I always get yelled at by the boss man. Well, maybe the boss man knows and lets him leave work early and doesn't say shit because maybe he's going to see his wife who's having, surgery or something. Or his kid is in the hospital. You don't know. You can't determine what's fair and what's not in this life. It's not up to you, and you'll drive yourself crazy. Worry about you. Oh, it's not fair that they get to do that. Why? You wanna get away with shit too? Is that what you're fighting for? Is that the hill you want to die on? It's not fair that I don't get to do shit too. It's not fair that I have to pay taxes and he doesn't. Really? Are you working 100 hours a day? Are you hiring 100 people? Are you contributing to, the productivity of whatever? I mean, are you doing housing developments? Do you have the weight of an entire corporation on your shoulders? No. You work a 9 to 5, you go home. Yeah, you pay more taxes. Whatever. Anyway, it's just a thing. Yeah, I can't even imagine taxes in Canada. Are you in Canada? I feel, ooh. Worry about your goods. Worry about your good sand. Yeah, don't get caught up in that shit. What are taxes like? Like, I would move to, I love Connecticut, but then people got some high taxes in Connecticut. I ain't ready for that shit. I ain't ready to go back to paying those state taxes. I'll be totally honest. I like not having to pay state taxes. Get to keep, 8% of my income. Oh, speaking of which, pragmatically, because I'm pragmatic, do you know that, okay, if 45 keeps to his, see, personality aside, I don't give a shit about his personality. I'm not going to vote for his personality. I'm not going to vote for the other one's personality. I am going to vote for policy and what policy suits my life and what I think serves the world. If he removes, because I was thinking about this, I don't know why it didn't hit me until last night. If, not that income from YT is all that much in the grand scheme of things that I make it. It really isn't. It funds heybrorfredrik.com and maybe my phone bill. That being said, if 45 goes through with, because he's going around Vegas telling people, yes, I am going to make tips non-taxable. So technically, Super Chat is a tip. Prove it wrong. I would argue that with any, attorney. That would be considered a tip. So I wouldn't have to pay taxes on Super Chat activities. That makes sense to me. Whereas on the other side, they're just like, oh my God, you had a garage sale and made $600. You better report that. What's serving me better in the grand scheme of things? I got to go with what serves me better in my wallet. But yeah, I mean, so YT takes 40%, and then the man takes another 20-25% on top of that. Holy shit. Yikes. You know what I'm saying? Great day, Mom. Yeah, and how about frickin' not taxing Social Security? They already fucked you over on so many epic levels by taking all that money for all those years and paying you like 0.01% on it, and then they want to tax you on it to try to give you a heart attack so you die on the spot when you get your first Social Security check and you're like, Elizabeth, I'm coming. And then they don't have to pay you anymore because you're dead. Just stop. But I think he just said he said blanket tips. I don't know about tips. I'm serving the public. I'm serving up a bunch of bullshit, but I'm still serving the public. Call what you want, but they shouldn't be doing that. On one of the next episodes of HeyBrorFredrik.com, Money Talks, Raw and Uncensored. We do Money Talks every Friday. We talked about the shit show that's been this week in the market too. I will show you, remember how I had the compound interest calculator for you guys who are already members? I will go over the compound interest calculator for Social Security. It would make your head rock. I mean, you're. How are you? Good to see you.
Nice to finally meet you.
Same here.
Christine.
How you doing, Christine? I know. I recognize you all the way over there. Want to say hello?
I'm stalking you. I'm like, should I go say hi or should I not log in?
You can say hello to everyone too.
Hi, everyone.
That's Christine.
Lauren says hi too. She's channel hopping.
Oh, sounds good. You're live now?
I am.
Hey. Hey, everyone.
You having your coffee?
Yeah, you know it. A little too dark for me. Why don't you tell everyone your channel so they can check you out too?
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's Vegas Hot Mama, and Mama is spelled M-A-M-A.
Vegas Hot Mama.
I'm new. I'm about a month old.
All right, good. Well, hopefully you pick up a bunch of subscribers.
Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna stand up because I'm a gentleman.
Nice meeting you. I've been watching you and my husband too. We're huge fans.
Good. I'm glad. I appreciate that.
Are you on
Hey,
Rumble?
everyone.
Are you on Rumble?
I was. Unfortunately, what I found out was if you put links to Rumble on YouTube, YouTube hates that shit.
Of course they do.
YouTube,
How do you promote your Rumble?
I don't even bother. No, I mean,
I just-
because if you put, what'll happen too, even if you don't just, starting out vibes, if you put the same content up on both, they will find out. Like if you upload this video over to Rumble,
Really?
they will know that your
Do
algorithms,
you follow the Salty Cracker?
on occasion. I mean, I've seen some of his
I
videos.
think he does the crossover Rumble YouTube thing.
Yeah, but I mean, the best way to do it is not to promote, like don't put links in the description or any of that shit, and put completely different content on Rumble. I'm doing this, that, and the other. Go check me out over here. Like, don't cross-pollinate because YouTube will just be like, nope. They will actually limit your reach because you're advertising for one of their competitors and
Makes sense.
sharing the same content with one of their competitors. And nah.
I'm trying to keep my channel floaty and airy, but my views align with yours.
It's impossible to do.
100%.
You gotta
So
like
it's
kind
hard
of.
to not do that.
I tried biting my tongue for the longest time. I just can't anymore. There's too much at stake.
It's all around us. You can't not talk about it. It's like, oh, why is that store going out of business?
Right. I just can't walk around like an what do they call it? NPC, non-playing character.
Right, yeah.
And just pretend the world's great while we're in Rome burning. So
Yeah.
doesn't make it. Makes your fans extraordinarily loyal
That's true.
if they line up, but if they don't,
You're always gonna get
you polarize one way or the other. But it is what it
I
is.
already got trolls, so I guess that means I'm official.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. I got some good mods though.
All right, cool.
It was great meeting you.
Same here.
I hope to meet you again.
I know. I got to do the hand switching thing too. It gets heavy after
I
a
know,
while.
I know. It's really
Same here.
And have fun tonight.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.
Good. Vegas hot mama in the house. I'm gonna go Google her. I'm gonna go. No, wait. Yeah, I am. Am I? Yeah. Let's go check her out. Vegas hot mama. Go. There she is. 400 subscribers. That's cool. She's got almost as many people as I do watching. That's awesome. Good for her. All right, people. What are we talking about? Tax and Social Security? How much of a scam that is? I'll bust out the calculator and show you how badly you're getting ripped off. Like if you took that same amount of money plus the fact that you're being mad, they're not only robbing you, they're robbing your employer because your employer has to put up matching funds too, which is a beautiful thing. But even if you put it in the simplest high yield savings account at like 4%, you'd be collecting like $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 a month when you're retired. That's how bad you're getting hosed. And you don't even, if you're not into math and you're not into the markets per se, you have no idea how bad it is. You work your whole life, you put in all that money, and you're getting back $1,200 a week. That's a month. That is a freaking insult. And they stole that money. They straight up freaking stole it from you. There was a big push. I remember when I was young, when I was, I don't know, whatever, when I was a kid, Ross Perot, and he was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna, if I get elected, I'm gonna do self-directed. You'll have a choice. Let the government handle your money, because the government's so good at handling money and buying $700 hammers. Or you can be self-directed, self-guided. Basically, it was the first form of an IRA or 401k back then. And people are like, no, that's too much work. I trust the guy. Like, yeah, I trust them. Yeah, I trust them. Did you hear about all the planes that landed all over the major airports today? And they all got quarantined, every single passenger coming into every major city? Have you seen that on the news? I wonder why that. What did they import? Well, what did they give to the people? Oh, let's see. What are we talking about again? I don't know. Let's go look. Oh, I was talking to someone else. Sorry. But yeah, you guys are getting screwed, blued, and tattooed. Is that the couple that drank? I don't know. I have no idea. I know that she's been a follower for years and years, like since the very, very beginning. She's here in town. Laguna Beach. I like Laguna Beach. Really proud of her, and she's really proud of her. That's cool. How you doing, Larry? I don't mind you hopping. Fools in Vegas were nice and very cool. Surprise. Blah, 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 blah. What are we talking about? What's that ketchup? Yeah, I mean, like I said, just on a simple interest basis. I'm not talking about like sticking it into like some ETFs or, you know, buying frickin' Coca-Cola, which is like one of the only stocks that actually didn't turn red today. You know, I'm talking, just like if you stuck it in SCHD and left it there, you'd retire with millions instead of thousands. You know, even if you just anything that tracked the market over time, but they pay you nothing because it's a Ponzi scheme. Social Security is the great. They're out there arresting people doing Ponzi schemes. Like, oh my God, look at these villains taking people's money. It's a frickin'. It's the fox guarding the hen house, you know? Oh, but why would they? Really? If you're that gullible? I got some oceanfront property here in Vegas I'd like to sell you. And you can pay for it with your Social Security. Ponzi scheme AF. Check fan funding. Oh, we good on the fan funding. Thanks to Brother Phil with the Ball Banana Ramas. Let me see what else we got going on here. Mexican food for lunch. La Jolla is nice. La Jolla is nice. A friend of mine bought a fixer-upper in La Jolla for like $2.6 million. I mean, he had to put a lot of work into it. It was pretty friggin' dilapidated for $1.6 million. I tried, Doug. I tried. Doesn't make you miss the popularity, but I tried. What? Never heard of. Yeah, go. Go check it out. I mean, it's not like I did. It's not like I specifically go searching for this stuff. I just kind of encounter it. And someone said to me a while ago, "Oh, but I don't want to go on the dark web." It's like, I don't know the freaking dark web. It's staring you right in the face. Just look for news. You got to dig a little deeper, but yeah. You know what the government did? Because we trust them. The government's gonna push Bitcoin through the frickin' roof, number one. You know what I mean? There was a large block transaction today of 10,000 coins, Bitcoins. 10,000 times 63,000. Someone do the math on that. Put a zero, it's 650,000. Put another zero. Put all the freaking zeros. It's $6 billion someone moved. You know who it was? Good old Uncle Sam. Phil with the 3 banana ramas, keeping the super chat activities going. Thank you very much, brother. Why, you might ask? Because they confiscated it. It's all the shit they've been confiscating in, they prosecuted some dark web characters. That's what made me think of it. So they got a bunch from them. They RICO it. Like, people, you think, oh, it's decentralized. No, it ain't. You ain't getting away with shit, in the crypto world, unless you're really, really crafty. Because everything, that's the purpose of it. It's all trackable, so they track it. So that's all confiscations, proof that money that was ascertained illegally was used to buy crypto, and RICO stuff and all the rest of that shit. So the government has a stockpile of it, and they've been thinking it's a joke. They were like, we're gonna do Bitcoin, that's for friggin' whatever, pickle face friggin' basement dwellers. No. I love studying the crypto thing right now. I'm amped. I still haven't bought any, but I'm amped. I'm just trying to figure out what brokerage I want to deal with, or whether I want to go peer-to-peer and all this other shit. I think I might go peer-to-peer. Anyway, get my hardware wallet. I'm figuring shit out. So 45 comes out and says, oh, we could crack off some Bitcoin and take care of our whole frickin', $1 trillion debt. We're gonna be the Bitcoin capital. We're gonna be the crypto capital of the world. Now suddenly, guy, when he keep his mouth shut. You never tell people your plans like that. So, like I said, I mean, I'm behind. He's got it. In my opinion, if he doesn't get reelected, we're all fucked. But I think we all know that. Even people who don't like him know we're going to be fucked if he doesn't get elected. However, I mean, dude, stop telling you. You announce stuff like that after you get elected, not before. I know he's like trying to develop the buzz, like, oh man, he's gonna make us all rich with the crypto. Crypto is trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in a non-inflationary money format. Trillions. I mean, that shit could go to $1 million of Bitcoin. There's a limit. Anyway. So he tells the whole world he wants to hoard all the freaking Bitcoin. Oh my God. that was, oh dude, I gotta call him up tonight and be like, bro, number one, shave your head, grow a goatee like me. Two, don't be telling people that shit, because what happened was, now all the other countries started buying it. Then this transaction, this mystery transaction of 6 billion, which, you know, isn't a lot, but when you see it come in such a big block, it scares the shit out of people. I believe, it's my firm belief, that it was our government dumping it. What they have through confiscated assets, they dumped it into the market to further crash Bitcoin, because they don't want, like, it was a pump and dump to make his concept, to be able to say, look, he wants to have Bitcoin, look, that shit, it fell 20% in a day. Just like most of the stock market today, most of Wednesday and yesterday, not so much today, got hammered because of shorts. Shorts frickin', people got stupid wealthy off all the shorting that they've done. But where did they get that information from? How did they know in advance what the job numbers report was going to be? How did they know in advance what the manufacturing report would be? Remember Trading Places, where they met the crafty guy on the plane with the briefcase, in the train? Remember that Trading Places, Eddie Murphy? That was the corn numbers or something, the ag numbers. How did they know? But people got stupid wealthy, and the market itself lost $2.9 trillion of people's wealth, of people's retirements, of people's 401ks, of people's investments, of people's IRAs. 2.9 trillion. So yeah, it's being manipulated. They wanted to make them look, I think they wanted to make them look stupid for even mentioning crypto. So they dumped all that coin that they've been holding. And yes, they can confiscate it, even if you have a hardware wallet. That's kind of beat, but it is what it is. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole psyop that, wasn't it supposed to be, the whole purpose of it was that it's decentralized. It's just you and your coin, and that's it, you know? No middleman, like a bank. I mean, the banking's... Do I really have to get into... The banking system's kind of messed up if you think about it. Hey, Mr. Wells Fargo, Mr. Navy Credit, whatever, I trust you. I am gonna give you all my shit, and you keep it on your ledger that only you get to see and I never get to see. Do whatever you want with it, but if I ever come back and I'm in the neighborhood and I ask you for my money back, you'll give it to me, right? Yeah. We cool like that, right? That's what banking is. It's a fucking joke. If you think about it, it's a freaking joke. Banking is a joke because it's centralized. You're trusting, they're giving you paper saying that it's like an IOU, that it's crazy. Once we're off the gold standard, it's freaking nuts. Anyway, so crypto is supposed to be the opposite. Democratization of money. It's decentralized. Nobody runs this shit. It's a blockchain ledger and nobody runs it. But they've all become centralized. All the freaking, most of the cryptocurrency is centralized now. So, WTF. But I still say buy Dogecoin at freaking 10 cents because it's going to $4. And we'll all get rich, stupid rich. 40x and make 40 grand for every 1,000 you put in. That's just my prediction. I'm just some guy on the internet. Don't listen to me. Or listen to me. Yeah, you're just trusting. It's a trust-based system. Like back in the day, you would find, like they find like an ancient Samaria, like stone tablets with like Bob bought 5 bushels of corn from Joe and traded him 3 goats. They literally have that shit in ancient Samaria on tablets and parchment, all this other shit. The earliest banking, beads, and all kept on ledgers. And we're just like, do we ever get to see the ledger? No. Do we have any part to do it? No. How can and they treat you like they're doing you a favor. How may I help you? You know, we close in 5 minutes. The fuck? You got my money. What do you mean you're closing in 5 minutes? You ain't closing shit. I gave you my money in trust. We're gonna sit here until we work out this. No, we're closed in 5 minutes. Come back Monday, sir. What? Does banking make sense on any planet, in any language, in any reality? No, it doesn't. Banking's the dumbest shit you could do. Anyway, but do you have a choice? No. Bring in crypto. Crypto was supposed to solve all those issues. But now they're centralized too. And now the blockchain, they figured out how to like reverse the blockchain because the blockchain verifies everything. Who's got what, da-da-da. It's no longer anonymous. They KYC everything. And they could backtrack through all the ledgers and pretty much pinpoint who you are, you know? So doesn't have the same anonymity. You still pay taxes, but at least it's yours. You know, at least it's up to you. It's up to you. Like if you have $10 million on your hardware wallet, you know, this is my hardware wallet with all my crypto on it, and I freaking leave it here, and it's never found again, and I forget my passphrases and shit, that money's gone. But it'd be my fault. If I give my, passcode or someone guesses it because it's like, I love coffee or something, that's on me. Someone airdrops me some shit and siphons out all my frickin' Bitcoin or whatever, that's on me. But at least it's on me, and not like, hey, Mr. Bank, like, what? What do you mean I gotta come back Monday? What do you mean you're not gonna, what do you mean you're charging me for my money? What do you mean there's a $12 service fee on my account? What? What do you mean it's $35 because, I paid a freaking day late? What are you talking about? You're you're leveraging my money 10 to 1. I can keep going. But I'm not. So, yeah, crypto might be a psyop. I'm just going to say it. Crypto might be a psyop. End-to-end encrypted apps for talking and texting might be a psyop. We don't know. This world is a crazy place. We don't know. Yeah, I mean the spirit of what crypto was meant to be is currently broken. Even though, like I said, I'm studying the shit out of it. I can't even sleep at night, like, figuring it out. However, and doing technical analysis and figuring out how I'm going to get rich off of Dogecoin. But it's kind of broken. It's kind of broken. I mean, the spirit of it is correct. It's absolutely correct. The fact that it's capped off at 21 million Bitcoins, that's all there is. That makes it almost, it makes it inflation proof. Because what inflation is when printing money, or like when glass beads used to be used, or when gold used to be used for coins back in the Roman days. You know what they started doing to the coins? Solid gold coins was the currency. They started making them thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner until you couldn't pay any shit with it. So inflation's been around forever, Inflation destroys economies. because of that. You know, once you start printing money, and there was so much money printed in the Fed, why are we 35 trillion in debt? Trillion. 76% of all income tax collected from people and business goes to service that debt. It's like making the minimum payment on your credit card. You'll never get ahead of that. That's why he's a... Whew. Man, that's a lot of Tom Ford. Who was that? That was like, who was that, like 10 feet behind me? That's why 45 was out there saying, pay that shit off with some crypto. Because, like, everyone knows that's going to at least $1 million. Minimum. $1 million per coin. That's where it's going. I mean, maybe more. Maybe $1 billion per coin. Because there's a limited supply. There's only 21 million of them in existence. So it's uninflationary. So what happens? So these people trade with beads as their currency. So some guy's like, I know how to make glass beads, and he floods the market with glass beads. Money ain't worth shit. Our money, the dollar isn't worth shit anymore. It ain't worth nothing. That's why nobody wants a frickin' dollar anymore. I mean, compared to third worlds, perhaps, but the dollar is trash. It's bumped up now. And inflation is not good. It's like, I heard an analogy. It's like if you donated a pint of blood once a week. It takes 2 weeks to get your blood back, but you're doing it once a week. How are you going to perform? Same thing with doing in the economy. They flooded the economy with paper. It's not backed by anything, our money. Our money is not backed by anything. It's just pieces of paper that they can deem, hey, you know what? That paper shit you got in your mattress, we don't use that anymore. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by anything. Hence crypto. Just you in the wild marketplace. But it's not decentralized anymore. And blockchains are now traceable. Well, they've been traceable. How did they figure out how to trace hashes? How'd they figure out how to trace hashes? And because they KYC. I don't want to get too... It's something I'm very passionate about. Finance is something I'm very passionate about, so I don't want to get too deep on it. The spirit of Social Security, yeah, exactly. If dollars aren't worth anything, then why? Because what else are we going to trade it with? I mean, you got to compare it to something. I mean, you could call it nothing. It's actually bit cash. I mean, you have to exchange your currency for it. Yeah, the money. You think our dollar's worth anything? Honestly, double eagle. What's a dollar worth? Dollar's losing value by the day because we're $3 trillion in debt because we're giving it to everyone. We gave it to frickin' the crane, whatever. But it's got. Yeah, crypto is based on basically the same thing, except once it becomes accepted as a form. Why did shells? Why did people used to pay for shit with shells, literal seashells? Why? Because they were pretty. It was money. The concept of money. Money is an illusion. It's just a form of record keeping. It's a form of record keeping. That's all money is. It's nothing but a ledger. And that's why trust in a bank is fucking insane. It's a ledger. Like even I use it as a ledger. Like for live streams. I'm like, well, this live stream was more popular because, I had $30 in Super Chat. This one probably wasn't popular because it had 8. And sometimes it's not even about the money, but it's a ledger. It's an indication of a ledger of value. So it's a value proposition. It's a value. At one point, shells were the ledger. I have more shells, I get to be king of this village. You have less shells, you want my shells, you will make me a canoe. I mean, so dollars, shells, beads, it's all the same shit. Crypto, it's just a theory. It's just a way of keeping track of who's who, what's what, and what promises were made, and how things get exchanged. That's all it is. So even if when the US dollar goes away, which it probably will eventually, and crypto becomes the thing, you know, how many Satoshis you want for that watch, you know? It doesn't matter what it's backed with or what it's not. It's just the fact that it's a form of, it's like financial dick measuring. That's all it is. I mean, sorry ladies, but that's true. You know, who's got more, who's got less? I want more because you have more coin than me. Even though it's only 21 million, you have more Satoshi than me. I want some Satoshi. I'll do your roof for some Satoshi because this chick wants to go to the restaurant and I gotta get some Satoshis. Once it becomes the form, it doesn't matter what it is. Like the US dollar, money, currency, it doesn't exist technically. It doesn't freaking exist. What is it? What is it? Explain what, you know, what is it? It's nothing. It's a ledger. This place, the cash register is their ledger. I gave them $10. I gave them a piece of paper that represented 10 somethings in exchange for this. And in their ledger, which is the thing, we did this amount of service and we have this to show for it. Now with this, we can do that. It's not. Does even gold have value? I mean, physical gold has value because, you know, you need it in electronics and shit like that. But what the fuck is it? You know, in the grand scheme of things, it's some crap that comes out of the earth. You know, all money is, and it doesn't matter what it is a ledger system. That's all it is. And to trust a bank with the ledger system of your accumulation, and then to tell you gotta pay for the frickin' luxury of doing so, and they treat you like crap, and they don't give you loans, and then they don't want to give it back, and then they tell you come back Monday, and you just trust them with the ledger of your life? The ledger of all your labors? It's, wow. I'm not saying we don't have a choice, but that was the problems that crypto was supposed to solve. But they're going down the same road, unfortunately. Unless they go back to being decentralized, which they are technically. So who's actually centralized? Centralized exchanges. Why a peer-to-peer network? So freaking difficult. You gotta have like a degree from freaking MIT to get involved in some peer-to-peer trading and whatnot. Something's broken with that too. But I still say Dogecoin's gonna make you rich, according to my technical analysis, and I'm just some guy on the internet, so don't mind me. Good to the last drop. Oh, thank you so much. You all awesome. She is awesome. She hooked me up with some water. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What time is it? Alright, cool. Did something slide on by? Money is theoretical. Do they still take? I think you gotta pay the chicks in Satoshis. Satoshi was supposedly the guy who invented crypto. That's why they call it Satoshis. There's 21 quadrillion Satoshis out there. They're like pennies. How's the real estate market in Vegas right now, Northwest? It's a train wreck. Investors are buying up everything, we've hit just about an all-time high. Average 1,400 square foot box sitting on a postage stamp lot is selling for $475 and not staying on the market all that long. And investors are coming in. They won't say from where, but I think I know. I mean, BR, Van you know who, and CC you know them. They're buying up all the shit and keeping the prices high. And then people are coming from California selling their fixer-uppers for $1 million and buying over here for $400, you know, and then spending the other $400 on Buffalo machines. Yeah, it's not a good time to buy. I hate to say, you know, the only thing that's going to fix the Las Vegas housing market is a crash. A crash is going to fix it. Like I'd make out very well if I ain't got bullshit, but it's, you know, it's paper assets. But if I sold now, I'd make out very well because I bought cheap on the up, you know, I bought at the bottom like I always try to do. The last house before this in Vegas, I did not. I barely got out of that by the skin of my teeth. However, this one, I'm okay. But where would I go? One bedroom studio and put the rest in the bank, you know? Where would I go? Because everything is that high. It would be lateral at this point. So even though I profited and I could capitalize on the hot market, where would I go? Because everything costs about the same. But yeah, I would highly not recommend Vegas. Yep, it's just an asset. I mean, it's all freaking illusion. What makes art valuable? $1 million, please. What? You know, it's all freaking illusion. Art's valuable. No, it is because someone wants to pay for it. You know, we're just kind of effed in the head as humans because we should be able to barter for everything. We should be able to say, hey, I got this skill, you got that skill, let's trade skills. And, you know, I mean, there shouldn't even be money or, oh, this painting's worth $1 million. I'll wipe my ass with it. Who says it's worth $1 million? Because he wants to buy it because he's got more Bitcoin than me. You know, it's all it's a construct. You know, you got to remove yourself from the construct of the whole thing, of life in general. And once you do, it frees your mind. Like what's his face? Like Morpheus said to Neo, "You really think that's air you're breathing right now?" You ever think about that statement? And then he's like, or how about this one? Once you realize the simple fact, what? There is no spoon. There is no spoon. There is no spoon. Once you realize that there is no spoon and that's not air you're breathing, metaphorically, then you can go out and make some money. That's the funny thing. Then you can go out and fix your health. Then you can go get the girl or man of your dreams. Then you can go get, you know, the happily ever after. Then you can go get the white picket fence. Then you can seek all the prosperity you want, get your dream job, blah, 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 all that shit. But you gotta first wrap your head around the fact that there's no spoon. And that's it. Yeah, you shouldn't be paying taxes after 65. That's fine. Unless you've accumulated assets and wealth and dumping it. But for a person who just worked, nah, shouldn't be any taxes. Anyway, there is no spoon. It's all a freaking money. Like we're sitting here, greed and fear and all and the market went up. In the grand scheme of things, it's no different than we're still trading seashells. We're still trading seashells. No matter how you cut it, we're still stuck in seashells. We're just fancier about it then. Even the fact that we had a gold standard back in our money. There's gold behind every frickin' piece of money. Why gold? Because there's a limited supply. And you gotta mine it, that's what I call Bitcoin mining, because you gotta mine it. You know, it's in the frickin' ground. It's a limited supply. So it was relatively inflation proof. But frickin' Nixon was just like, screw that, I wanna print me some money. Go to the club tonight. And then all hell broke loose. That was 1971. Anyway, I didn't even like my own video. How do I expect you guys to like it if I don't like it? So, let me get back over to chat. Let me get back over to community moderation. I'm going to moderate anyone. Phil, thank you for the super chat this evening. That was awfully awesome of you. Everyone thank Phil for making this possible. What are we talking about? Yeah, I mean, just willing. You know what that's all about, too. Where that money's making this big circle back kind of thing going on. Yeah, we'll send you this. You take a couple stacks off the top, and then send it back to us. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Tomorrow we are going to do something special. We only get to do it once a year. It should be fun, and I am looking forward to it. I'm not sure what time yet, but the only way you can find out what time I am going to do this extra special live stream tomorrow is if you like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do it. And if you want to support the channel, check out all the links down there. And I might take Bitcoin in the future. I certainly do not take seashells. And you can help support the channel and keep the channel going, and I do appreciate it, and I love you guys. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.